Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Lydia and on this channel I talk about technology, AI, crypto, automation, all the stuff that's actually changing how we work and live. I've been deep into AI since November 2022, right when GPT dropped. And over the past couple of years, I've been using it in my work, doing research, automating processes, and also both in my personal life and in development. So here's the thing. If you think you understand AI just because you've used ChatGPT, you're only seeing half of the picture. Real shift is happening right now. It's not happening in chatbots, it's happening in what people call AI agents. Basically, it's digital employees that don't just answer questions, but actually do work for you. They write emails, move data between systems, make decisions, launch entire business processes. 2026 is the moment when agents stop being a toy for tech nerds and become standard for businesses. Companies are already automating entire sales teams, support departments, analytics, even legal work using AI agents. But here is the problem. There is a ton of hype around this and just very few clear explanations. What's an agent really? How does it work under the hood? What technologies power it? And where are the real opportunities versus just marketing bullshit? In this video, I want to break it down step by step, what AI agents actually are, how they work, and why you should care about them right now. No corporate jargon, no overhyped bullshit, just real stuff that I actually use and understand. Let's get into it. Let's start at the beginning. What exactly is an AI agent is? If I had to explain it in one sentence, an AI agent is a digital employee that can understand your task, figure out how to solve it, and then execute that solution on its own. It's like middle developer. But that sounds simple because I oversimplified it. Let me show you what I mean with a real example. Let's say a customer comes to your company and says, I want to return this product. It's not what I expected. What does a regular chatbot do? It says something like, we have 30-day return policy. Please upload a photo of an item and scan of your receipt. Then the customer has to do all that work themselves. And even if they upload everything, the chatbot can't do anything next. It needs a human. But what does the AI agent do? The agent sees the customer wants a return. It immediately goes into your database and finds the customer order, even if they don't remember the order number. It checks the purchase dates. Within 30 days, cool, it works. Then the agent can ask for a photo of the item. Is there actually a defect or did the customer just change their mind? And then the agent processes the return itself. It creates a shipping label, sends it to customer, updates the order status on your CRM, initiates the refund, sends an SMS confirmation. All this happens in minutes with zero human involvement. See the difference? A chatbot explains, an agent acts. The chatbot needs you to feed its information. An agent finds and gathers it on its own. The chatbot stops at information. An agent goes further and actually changes real systems, databases, CRM, payment processes. Let me give you a real-world example that makes it click. Think about how company is structured. Think about how company is structured. You have a receptionist. What does the receptionist do? They know how things work. Someone comes in asking, how do I get a meeting with director? The receptionist can tell them, fill out this form, we will review it. You might have a call back in a few days. The receptionist knows the processes, but they don't execute it. They just describe it. Now think about office manager. An office manager doesn't just know the things, how they work. They actually make them happen. They don't just tell you about the process, they execute it. They fill out forms, they track where things are, they follow up when something gets stuck. If the director is busy, the manager finds another time. If there is a problem, they solve it. And the next time someone needs a meeting, the manager gets faster because they've learned it from the last time. GPT is the receptionist. AI agents are office managers. The receptionist gives you information, the manager gives you results. So if we open up the hood of an AI agent, what do we actually find inside? What makes it work? There are 5 key components, and understanding these 5 things is the foundation for everything else. Component 1 is the brain. The brain is a large language model. You've probably heard the names GPT-4, Claude, Gemini. These are the brains. The brain understands what we are asking for. It generates solutions. It reasons through the problems. Without a brain, an agent can do anything. It's like having a desk full of office supplies, but nobody's sitting there to use them. But there is the thing. The brain alone isn't enough, because all the brain can do is think and talk. It can't take actions. That's why we need the other 4 components. Component 2, instructions. When you hire a new employee, you don't just say, go work. You give them instructions. You tell them their role, their responsibilities, how they should behave, what matters to you. Same with the AI agents, we give it instructions through something called a prompt. A good prompt tells the agent you're a sales specialist, your job is qualified leads, you're critical about quality but friendly with customers. If something feels off, ask a question, don't make assumptions. These things shape 50% of how well your agent performs. Bad prompt, bad agent. Good prompt, good agent. It's that simple. Component 3, memory. Imagine trying to have a conversation with someone who forgets everything you said 30 seconds ago. Impossible, right? AI agents need memory for the same reason. Short-term memory, what did we talk about in this conversation? Long-term memory, what's the history with this customer? What have we already tried? Memory lets the agent understand context, avoid repeating mistakes, and build on previous interactions. The good news, most platforms handle memory automatically, and you don't need to build it on yourself. But you need to understand it exists and matters. Component 4, knowledge. GPT-4 was trained on a huge amount of internet data, but that data cuts off at a certain point, around April 2024 or so, and it's general knowledge. But your company isn't general. You have specific products, processes, customer data, internal documents. The agent needs to know this stuff to be useful. So we give the agent external knowledge. You upload PDFs of your product documentation, spreadsheet with customers info, FAQ databases. Basically, any text-based information your company has. Now the agent becomes an expert on your company, not just a general AI. Without this, the agent is limited to general information and can handle specific business tasks within it. Without this, the agent is limited to general information and can handle specific business tasks. With it, it becomes specialized, it becomes valuable. Component 5, tools. This is the most powerful component. This is what transforms an agent from being able to chat into being able to actually get things done. Tools like giving your digital employee access to software and systems. When you hire someone, you give them access to your email, the calendar, the CRM, the database. Tools are the agent's hands and arms. Through tools, an agent can send email, update a spreadsheet, click real-time data, process a refund, book a meeting, generate a document, search the internet, and dozens of other things. The more tools you give your agent, the more it can accomplish. And here's what's wild. The tools are just APIs. They are same APIs that power the whole internet. An agent doesn't need specific treatment. It just needs to know how to call an API, and it can do anything. The summary: 5 components: brain, instructions, memory, knowledge, and tools. But here is a pro tip. When you're actually building your agent, you don't think about all 5 equally. You focus on just 3. Knowledge: what should the agent know? Tools: what should the agent be able to do? And prompts: how should the agent behave? The brain, that's actually handled by the platform. You pick GPT-4 or Claude and you've got it already. Memory automatically merges. When you're designing an agent, you're really thinking, what knowledge does it need? What tools should I have access to? What instructions should guide its behavior? And that's 3-ingredient framework. Keep it in mind, we will come back to it. Now, there are different ways agents can work, and it's useful to understand the distinction because they are deployed very differently. There are 2 main categories: conversational agent and automated agents. Conversational agent. These are agents that humans interact with directly. People chat with them, ask questions, have conversations. Where do you find them? On websites as a chat widget, on WhatsApp as message-based assistant, on the phone as a voice agent, on Instagram DMs, in custom apps or Slack channels. The key point: the human is actively actively engaging with the agent, sending messages, making questions, having conversation. Example: hi, I have a question about my order, can you help me to return it? The agent responds in real time, back and forth, until the problem is solved. It feels like texting with a person, except it's an AI. Automated agents. These agents work in background. They don't wait for you to talk to them. They are triggered by some event and they do their job without you watching. Example: every evening at 6 p.m. an agent analyzes new leads that came in today and sends them into sales team with the initial qualifications. When a customer sends in drops, an agent automatically creates a personalized retention email campaign. Every morning an agent checks inventory level and automatically places purchase orders when stock runs low. You set up the trigger, the agent runs, you get the result. No human in the loop during execution. The difference is huge. Conversational agents are like having a colleague you ask questions. Automated agents are like having an employee who works the night shifts and has a full report ready for you in the morning. In 2026, the real value isn't in conversational agents, it's in automated agents. Why? Because they scale. One human can use one conversational agent at a time, but the automated agent can run thousands of times per day. Alright, we know what an AI agent is. We know they exist and they're being used. But now comes the interesting part. How does they actually work? How does an agent understand what you're asking? How does it figure out which tools to use? How does it actually talk to these external systems, databases, APIs, payments, processors? And what's happening when the first attempt doesn't work? This is where it gets interesting. When you understand this, you will see AI agent completely differently. You will get why they are so powerful, also why they still have limitations. Let's dig in. APIs and the internet. Before we talk about how agents work, we need to understand something fundamental. How does software talk to other software? Because that's really what an AI agent is doing. It's a program that knows how to talk to other programs. Let's start simple. When you open YouTube and click on a video, what's actually happening? Step number 1. Your browser sends a request to YouTube server. It's basically saying, hey, I want to watch this video. Here is the video ID. Step number 2. YouTube service receives that request, process it, and send back a response. The response contains the video data, the thumbnail, the comments, everything. Step 3. Your browser receives the response and displays the video. This is called the request-response pattern. This is literally how the entire internet works. When you send a tweet, you are sending the request to Twitter's server. Please store this text and associate it with my account. When you check your email, you are sending a request to Gmail. Give me all the new messages in my inbox. Request, response, request, response. Two types of requests: get and post. For understanding agents. Get request. You're asking for information. Example: get the current stock price of Tesla. Get the customer's order history. Get means retrieve data. Don't change anything. Just give me information. Post request. You're sending information and asking the server to do something with it. Example: post the new email to Gmail. Post this payment transaction. Post this customer update to the CRM. Post means take this data, process it, change something. Why does it matter? Because when an AI agent uses tools, it's essentially making get and post requests. It retrieves data, means get, and it creates or modifies things, means post. APIs, the language of request. How does the agent know how to make this request? The answer is API, Application Programming Interface. An API is like a contract between two programs. It says, here's how you can talk to me, here's what information I need from you, here's what I will give you back. For example, Google Maps has an API. It says, if you send me location and the words nearby restaurants, I will send you back a list of restaurants near that location. The information is needed: latitude, longitude, search terms. And what you will get: restaurant names, addresses. An AI agent can read this contract and understand, oh, I can use this API to find restaurants. When I need to find restaurants, I will call this API and give these inputs. The API is a middleman. It translates between the agent request and the service response. Okay, so API exists. They're out there. thousands of them. Gmail, Slack, Google Sheets, payment processors, weather services, stock data, thousands of APIs. But here's the question: how does an AI agent know which API to use for its task? How does it know what information you give that API? The answer is schemas. What is a schema? A schema is basically an instruction manual for an agent. It's a description of what a tool does and how to use it. Instead of making an agent read through pages of technical documentation, a schema is the concise, structured explanation that an AI can read and understand. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine we have a tool called Send Email. Here's what the schema might look like. Tool name: send email. Description: send an email to a specified recipient. Required inputs: to, subject, body, and output: success, timestamp. That's it. That's the schema. Simple, clear, structured. Why this matters? LLM can read schemas. Here's the magic part. Large language models can read and understand schemas. When you give an agent a schema, the LLM reads it and understands what this tool does, how to use it, what information is needed, how to extract that from the user's request. Prompting plus schemas is what makes agent powerful. Without schemas, an agent wouldn't know which tool exists or how to use them. Without prompting, an agent wouldn't know when to use a tool or how to behave. Together, the agent becomes intelligent. Figure out which tool solves it, use that tool correctly, and deliver results. And here's what's wild. The agent doesn't need special training for each new tool. You need add a new schema and the agent immediately understands it and can use it. That's why agents are flexible and scalable. Alright, that's everything. We've covered what AI agents are, how they work under the hood, and the technology that powers them, and why you should care about this right now in 2026. If you made it this far, seriously, thanks for watching. This was a lot of information, but I hope it was useful. If you want to actually build an agent, the full tutorial is in the description. Check it out, try it yourself, see what happens. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. If it was helpful, hit the like button and subscribe if you want more videos about AI, crypto and tech. I will see you in the next one.